Okay, the third and largest piece of the tool tray project is the bottom. So I left off kind of sketching on my back side of the end. I want to make sure, first of all, that I'm back to my home view, the isometric view. So let's hide the end. We're done with that. And we're going to start a new sketch. And I already know without turning on my planes that I want to sketch on the front plane. So you don't need to turn those on if you know where you want to draw. I'm just going to click on front plane and it'll fill in front plane in my sketch plane area. So I want to view that normal to the sketch plane. And I'm going to draw a corner rectangle, origin, random size, and then place some dimensions. My width should be 4. My height should be 1.5. And check. Okay. I want to extrude that the same length as my handle, 9 inches, and check again. Okay. Now this is a solid 3D model, but it's not sheet metal yet. So I want to convert it to that sheet metal model. Parts and surfaces to convert. This is it. Faces to exclude. Same as the handle. Front, top, 3D rotate to the back. Oops. And exclude that. This should look like this. All right. Again, same as the handle. You have to put bends in here. So let's select edges to bend this edge and this edge, and that'll fill in the corners with that little radius. That radius should be 0.01, and your thickness should still be 0.0276. Those numbers should save from your last model. Okay, let's check that. Go back to isometric. All right. Now that it has been created to a sheet metal model, I'm going to name that bottom. Okay. Not quite sure why it is orange, but you can change that. If you right-click, edit appearance, you can change that to a more metal color and green check mark. Okay, so we're going to add some details here to our bottom piece to make it more realistic looking. So I'm going to start in my sheet metal tools with flange. I want my flange to be a distance of 1/2, and I want it to be automatically mitered. I'll show you what that means. When you click to create a flange here and a flange here, it comes straight out with that flange, but when you click on the bottom edge, it automatically miters that corner. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, all my details look good, so I will check that and go back to isometric. All right, I want there to be a couple holes in those little tabs, so I'm going to start a sketch on one of those tabs, doesn't matter which one. Right click, view normal to the sketch plane. I'm going to grab a center point circle, and I am looking for the midpoint of this line, but I'm not clicking. I'm tracking it, I'm moving down, click, type 1/8. Specify that I want the bottom edge and the center point to be 1/4. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to do a couple more holes in here. I'll take my center point circle. I'll randomly place that over here and just use dimensions to locate that. I want the size to be 1/8 again, and I'll use my dimension tool. I'm going from the outside edge to the center point, 1/4. And the bottom edge, the very bottom edge to the center point should be 3/4. Okay, I want the exact same hole on the other side. So you could just repeat those steps over here, or you could create a construction line. I'm going to select line, construction. I'm just going to go from midpoint to midpoint here. That'll do. And then I'm going to click mirror. Click on that mirror line first, and then select my circle. Either way you want to do that is fine. Okay, check that. 3D, rotate a little bit. I'm going to extrude those 3 circles all the way through so they cut through the other side as well. So make sure you're changing that to through all, and it will punch holes in the other side. Okay, check that. Last but not least, we're going to add a couple hems to the top edges here. So sheet metal tools, hem, and we want the length of that hem to be 1/2. I will click on those top 2 edges. Perfect. Okay, check that. Let's check out our sheet metal model here, our flat pattern. So we've got, this is our first piece. You can toggle through the different pieces to show what those would look like if they were flat before you start cutting, before you start folding, all that stuff. So this is really handy to take in the shop with you. Okay, this bottom piece is complete.